Hi everyone, this is Taylor from the Cohen Group Northwest, and welcome to our Nonprofit November series. For the fifth and final week of November, we are focusing on BAY, the Bellingham Arts Academy for Youth, an organization that provides quality instruction and mentoring in theater, dance, choir, music, and visual arts for youth ages 5 through 17. Through a variety of programs, BAY creates community and teaches approximately 1,400 children character, confidence, and creativity. Here to talk a little bit more about their mission and impact is Executive Director Juliet Machado.
My name is Juliet Machado, and I am the Executive Director of BAY, Bellingham Arts Academy for Youth, and that's where we are. We're at our main location, downtown Bellingham. BAY was founded in 2006 and has evolved over the years, starting as a children's choir and then eventually adding in more musical theater productions, and that's a big part of what we do today. And we work with youth ages 5 to 17 through classes and production courses, and yeah, we're nearing our 20-year anniversary, which is pretty wild. It's a real community pillar. We engage with hundreds of students every year who can participate in our programs, both on-site here in our space downtown and through our after-school enrichment program called EduArts, and that's where we send instructors to the public schools mostly to engage with students there, and that is more accessible in a lot of ways, so it's a very cool outreach branch of what we do. So we primarily offer performing arts classes, although we do have a handful of visual arts courses, and mostly what we do is theater, music, and dance, and we really have found that those subjects have a beautiful way of allowing students to play and come into themselves in these really formative years and find confidence in themselves and in playing a character. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that we offer, is a safe space for all kids to come and make friends and be really goofy and weird and not fear any judgment. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of students grow through our programs in their personal confidence and leadership skills. A day for our students could look a variety of different ways depending on how they want to engage with our programming. So we have students that come and we'll do an hour-long dance class, and then if the schedule works out, they can go into a theater production course. Right now we have a number of productions that we're working on this fall. We're doing a musical called The Snow Queen for our 9 to 12-year-olds, and then we're doing the Addams Family musical for the teenagers, and we're also offering play courses. We're doing the Firebird and Almost Maine. So depending on their interests, they could do song and dance shows, or they can more focus on acting and the straight plays. And then also we have students who really love the behind the scenes element of theater. So we have 4 different costuming courses that our students can participate in. A lot of them do both, but some really just want to focus on costuming. So they get to meet with our instructors, talk about the shows, design for them, and help construct the pieces that get used for each show. And we also have a newly running theater tech class. So we're really working to expand what we offer so that students can engage in every aspect of the play production process. Welcome to BAY. This is our main entrance and lobby. This is our lobby area. We've got a little place for folks to sit and wait for their kiddos to you know, finish up with class. We've got a very exciting puppet over there, served many different productions. And this is our theater / rehearsal space. So a lot of our programming happens in this room, and then for shows we transform it into a theater, fill out with chairs, and then the kids perform up on that stage. And there's a lot of different uses, so we're constantly turning over this space for the next show. Let's see. Oh, I'll turn on these lights here. And up here we have another practice space where we have classes and rehearsals. This is our State Street Studio. They offers private voice lessons for students who want to work on their vocal technique. And many of those happen here. We've got a number of spaces where we host those. So we're headed backstage now. You can walk through these rotating flats. They still have the stinky cheese man on them from the spring. So this is our backstage area. And the flats are we really get use out of those in terms of creating different scenes for our shows. And then upstairs, we've got some Bay history. We used to have students write on the walls after each show. We're kind of feeling the limits of our wall space, so we don't do that so much. So it's now just a really special archival piece. And here's our costume shop. We process donations and store our entire archive of costume pieces up here. We have a shop manager and costuming director who looks after all of that. It's been, you know, almost 20 years, so it's kind of amazing what you can collect in that time. And then here's where a lot of our costuming classes happen. Students will gather around and talk about the shows and dissect them and create the designs for them. So that happens up here. We have volunteers who really help make things happen. As a 501c3 nonprofit, we really rely on community support, both through generous financial support and then also through gifts of time. So a lot of our parents show up to help make props, help take tickets at our shows. We also see a cycle of mentorship through students who have come up through Bay since they were 5. They'll come back and volunteer, you know, in their teen years to help with the little kid classes. Yeah, we see a lot of youth volunteering because they care so much about what happens here. They want to come back and work with the younger students and, yeah, be an example for them. And that's really cool to see, the youth volunteering part. Yeah, but we have a number of ways for volunteers to engage with us. So the classes we're offering at Bay this fall are weekly. Typically once a week we have improv for both our 9 to 12-year-old and 13 to 17-year-old age groups. We have actors workshop where students will get an opportunity to refine those skills in a more focused environment than working towards a show. They will explore monologues and scene work. So it's a little more, the classes we're trying to offer are honing in on the skills of being in theater in a more focused way, more specific.
Lentil! Hey, Gil, shh, I'm coming.
Lentil!
Hey.
Lentil!
What's the matter? What's going on? What?
I want it back!
What?
I want it back!
What?
All the love I gave to you, I want it back!
What?
Now!
Why?
I've got yours in the car.
In our costuming classes, students will review the script, work through it from a design perspective, go through, okay, here's what this character needs. If that particular student is playing another role, they have to, you know, plan for costume changes. So even beyond the designing aspect, there's a lot of like problem solving and creative thinking, critical thinking that students have to employ to to work out all that behind the scenes magic.
What if a person has a pair of funny socks as part of their costume? What would we do?
Add little like ripper things on the bottom.
Yes, very good. You can just use hot glue.
I knew the thing about the settings. I was like talking about like glue on the bottom and the stick on the bottom of the sock.
Yeah, yeah. If we do some glue things, we can make that work. Yes. Now you're gonna look and say, do I really want that? No. Is that right?
No.
Okay, let's try. Let's put that back in the spot it was in. Where was it? I think it was not here. Yeah, see, they're kind of in order.
This dress is really long.
It is really long. Those are all the gowns. See, all the long dresses are in one place. That's how they're organized. Okay, so let's go to a higher rack and see how we do with a higher rack. What if you need a uniform? Somebody who hasn't tried it yet. You want to try one? Okay. Let's pull out a uniform. Some of these are heavy, so pull them apart. All right, now how are you going to put it back? Yes, exactly. Okay. Well, let me see you put that one back. Let's see you put it back. Nice. Look at, see how she puts her hands down the dress? That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Because sometimes back here you're going to find some racks that are really smashed because I'm no good at getting rid of things.
We're also hoping to offer more classes for younger kiddos. We have done like 5 to 8-year-old dancing and singing, so we don't have anything like that right now, but that's something that we love to offer and we'll probably bring back in some way soon. So Bay EduArts is a program that is our main outreach effort right now. So we hire instructors to go out into the mostly elementary schools right now and teach after school classes in theater and dance and music. We've got a pretty robust guitar program, so that's pretty cool. We provide the instruments if students aren't able to bring their own. And this is really made possible through partnering with these schools, either their PTA coordinators or directly with their administrators. We work with the schools and our teaching staff to make it possible. So it's very much a partnership. And if you're interested in bringing EduArts to your school, please reach out. We're always looking for more ways to collaborate. So coming up in December, we really kick off our show season. So starting with the first weekend in December, we have our opening weekend of the Snow Queen musical. And so that will run for 3 weekends, and then we take a break with the winter break, and then we come back in January for another weekend of the Snow Queen. We have 4 casts of that show because we had almost 120 students sign up. Yeah, so we divide them because it's not possible to host all of them in one space at the same time. So 4 casts of the Snow Queen, and then following the Snow Queen closing, the weekend right after that in January, the second weekend in January, we are opening the Firebird, which is our play for 9 to 12-year-olds. So that will run Friday through Sunday, and that closes. And then the next weekend, Almost Maine goes up, which is our play for teenagers. And then the last weekend in January and the first weekend in February, we have the Addams Family, which is actually performing at the New Prospect Theater, which is down on Prospect Street. So it's action-packed starting December through early February. We've got shows, so please come out and see some really delightful youth theater. So I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary of working here at Bay. I've worn a variety of hats, as we all do. Small nonprofits kind of require that sort of adaptability. So I have spent time running our after-school EduArts program as our media coordinator, our operations manager, and then now executive director. So I think if I have to think of one memory that has really drawn me into this place, it is how I came to be here in the first place. I had an internship, and then just got a phone call. I was still finishing up my last year at Western, and I got a phone call from David Post, our Bay's founder, who was still in charge at the time, and he offered me a job. And I, had a bit of imposter syndrome because I didn't think I was hireable at that point in my life, and had some doubts around what I could bring to the table. But he had just full faith in me and just let me really take charge of the after school program, and I felt so empowered by that. And I think that really modeled the value of empowerment that I feel like we provide to our students. We just believe in people, that they can make really amazing things happen, and I felt that they had full faith in me and offered support along the way. But that really stuck out, and I think is part of what keeps me here, is that I feel the staff really believes in each other. The community could continue to support Bay as it has for so many years by giving at whatever level feels possible. We have all of that available through our website, baay.org. There's a support page. So you could give a one-time donation. You could sign up for our Encore monthly giving program. Just $5 a month makes a huge impact in terms of ensuring sustainable funding for what we do. We can also always use more volunteers. There's a way to sign up for our volunteer list through the website as well. Looking ahead, I think there are two really significant things that we are going to navigate at Bay. One is the incredible growth we've seen in the last few years. Like I mentioned, there's 4 casts of our junior musical. That's the age group, the 9 to 12-year-old age group. So we're experiencing a lot of growth, and part of our mission is not turning kids away. And we've had to the last couple of sessions because we were at capacity. So we're trying to figure out how to grow in a way that is sustainable. So that's one. And then the second big thing we're navigating is that the building is transferring ownership, but the way that our staff and our board of directors have been thinking about these two things is that they may be really connected in terms of like growth, because we've felt the limits of this space. We may have it for who knows how much longer, and it's so special to us. I don't think we would leave it lightly, but we're trying to grow and find our footing in a moment of a bit of uncertainty, but also it's not scary, at least to me, because I have full faith that the community would show up for us if we were in a position of needing to relocate or find an additional space, and while we're keeping this one. So 2024, I think, will be a moment of navigating growth and how we can continue to serve more and more students in our community. What I would want the community to understand about working with youth is that we, I think in a big way, are here to guide and hold space and obviously provide structure for them, but so much of Bay is what the kids bring, from the writing on the walls back in the day to them engaging with the costuming and the tech side and what they bring in rehearsals. Like, I think a lot of what we do relies on that creative exchange between the instructors and the kids that come, and it's our job, I think, to empower kids to understand that they have a voice, that they are inherently important, and they have something to offer to the creative process. I think Bay and youth arts organizations in general really fill a need, a big one, especially now for kids in our community, because a lot of the opportunities, even what they have in schools, are underfunded, are being cut. It's really hard to see the arts kind of sidelined as less important to a student's overall growth. So we are really here to fill that need and are looking for more and more ways to expand that We're trying to figure out how we can be a part of more daytime opportunities for kids. We've long brainstorm some sort of homeschool program or an expansion of our after-school program where we get to go into the classroom during the day. And there's a number of ways that we're excited to explore in the coming years because the arts are so important for a child's development. To learn more about BAE, you can find us online at baay.org. That's got all the links to support, to sign up for our programs, to see our calendar, purchase show tickets. That's basically the central hub is our website. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and that's also a great way to see what we're up to.